The Galactic Council had always dismissed the stories as myth. Tales of a planet so hostile that its inhabitants had evolved into something terrifying, creatures that thrived in chaos, that healed from grievous wounds, that possessed an incomprehensible will to survive. The planet was called Earth, classified as a Class 12 Deathworld, and its dominant species, humans, were supposedly the apex predators of this nightmare realm. But myths were just that, myths. At least, that's what Ambassador Krell of the Zenthri Collective believed as he presided over the emergency session in the orbital station above Proxima 7. The room fell silent when the doors hissed open. A figure walked in, bipedal and relatively small by galactic standards, standing barely 2 meters tall. Its skin was a pale shade, lacking any protective scales or chitinous plating. No visible natural weapons, no claws, no fangs, no venom sacs. The creature wore simple clothing that covered most of its vulnerable flesh, and its eyes, positioned forward like a predator's, scanned the assembly with unsettling focus. "Greetings," the human said, its voice carrying a strange melodic quality. "I'm Captain Maya Torres, representing Earth in these proceedings." Krell's translator implant struggled with the tonal variations. The human's mouth curved upward at the corners, an expression his database identified as a smile, supposedly indicating friendliness. Yet something about it triggered ancient prey instincts deep in Krell's genetic memory. "We did not expect Earth to send a representative," Krell said, trying to maintain his diplomatic composure. "Your world only recently discovered faster-than-light travel." "We're quick learners," Torres replied, that unsettling smile widening. "I understand there's been some debate about whether Earth should be quarantined." Council member Vrex, a towering Krallan warrior covered in dense armor plating, chittered with amusement. "Your species is fragile. Your planet is a hellscape of predators, diseases, and environmental extremes. We question how you survived long enough to reach space." Torres tilted her head, another gesture the database flagged as significant. "Would you like a demonstration of human resilience?" Before anyone could respond, she reached into her pack and withdrew a clear container. Inside writhed something that made half the council recoil in horror, a venomous serpent from Earth, its scales glistening under the station's lights. "This is a rattlesnake," Torres explained casually. "One bite contains enough neurotoxin to kill most species represented here." She paused, her smile never faltering. "On Earth, children are taught to avoid these from age 3. We have thousands of species like this. We live among them." Vrex leaned forward, his warrior pride stung. "You hide from them, clearly." "Actually," Torres said, opening the container with bare hands, "we've domesticated far worse." She held the snake gently, its forked tongue tasting the air near her face. "This one's venom. We milk it, study it, create antivenoms. We've turned our planet's weapons into medicine." The council chamber erupted in alarmed chatter. Krell raised 4 arms for silence. "You're suggesting humans actively seek out danger." Torres returned the snake to its container. "Ambassador, on Earth, we jump out of perfectly functional aircraft for entertainment. We climb mountains that kill a quarter of those who attempt them. We dive into ocean trenches where the pressure would crush most of your ships. We do these things not for survival, but for fun." She walked closer to the council table, and several members instinctively retreated. "Our planet tried everything to kill us. Ice ages, volcanic eruptions, asteroid impacts, predators, diseases, starvation. We didn't just survive, we thrived. We turned wolves into dogs, tamed fire, split the atom, and reached for the stars." Krell's bioluminescent patterns flickered with uncertainty. "What do you want from this council?" Torres's smile finally faded, replaced by something more serious. "Partnership. You see us as dangerous because we come from a death world. But that's exactly why you need us. The Krillian swarm is approaching your borders, I've read the reports. They're a species that respects only strength and adaptability." She placed both hands on the table, leaning forward. You need someone crazy enough to fight them. You need someone who sees a no-win scenario and decides to win anyway. You need humans. The silence that followed was profound. Vrex finally spoke, his voice carrying a new tone: respect. Perhaps the legends were not exaggerated after all. Torres's smile returned, but now the council understood what they were seeing. It wasn't just friendliness. It was the expression of a predator that had decided not to hunt them, yet. It was the confidence of a species that had conquered the unconquerable. So, Torres said cheerfully, shall we discuss terms of alliance? Krell looked at his fellow council members, seeing his own realization reflected in their expressions. Earth hadn't been lucky to survive. They had been forged in fire, shaped by adversity into something the galaxy had never seen before. The Deathworld legends were true. And that changed everything.